This is going to be so much easier to do when it's not 100 and balls degrees outside.
Balls degrees. I don't measure in balls degrees.
When you have balls.
Hey, whoa, absolutely not. Hey, whoa, no.
Look, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Fine.
God damn it!
Oh, so
Alright, so we just finished watching Kick-Ass 2.
I had a lot more fun than I did last time at the movies.
You think so? I didn't expect you to say that.
Why? Well, I liked the first one. I liked the first movie.
Yeah, you liked the first movie after a little bit of coaxing. I don't know. We watched the first movie, a few nights ago to get ready for the second. Was that your first time watching the movie start to finish? Or was that like the second or?
No, I think I saw it all the way through last time. The first one. I don't know if I watched it all at the same time.
They may wear costumes, but it isn't Halloween. They're real-life superheroes.
Promise me you're done with your life of crime?
I promise.
Pants on fire.
So you enjoyed it?
I loved it. I don't know if I liked it as much as the first one, but I liked it. It felt longer. And it wasn't, obviously it wasn't new anymore. So that factor's gone. That factor's out of there. It wasn't. And the little girl was older, too, which helped. She wasn't just a little girl anymore. She was still very young. What did they say, 15? Right?
Yeah, she was
15-year-old high school girl that never really went to school.
Right. And so you said that this was your second time, or when we watched Kick-Ass 1, that was your second time watching it a few days ago, or was that the first time watching it?
That was the second time I watched it. I had seen the whole thing before. Actually, I think that might have been my third time watching it at all. I watched it with you. We started to watch it, and as a mom, I was like, this girl, she's so young, and she's just being so freaking violent, and this is really upsetting.
So you had mom mode on.
I had mom. It was a shock, but I did like the movie, so I wanted to go back and watch it. I wanted to finish it off, and
we went back and saw Kick-Ass again a few days ago. And okay, so your opinion of it the second time around was, if I recall correctly, much more favorable than your opinion of it the first time around. Because I think you were able to get past the shock of an 11-year-old girl decapitating people.
Yeah, the violence it's a violent show.
And a pervert deserves a visit from Eisenhower. Response.
Once I got over the shock of her being so young, the idea of young ladies being able to take care of themselves, handle themselves in bad situations, well, that's cool. And I think that's what a lot of people say about the Kick-Ass movies, is that there's something in there that you can relate to. And I think at first the thing to relate to as a mom was very hard. It was like, she's a little girl, and she's fighting, and there's blood, and she's getting hurt, and you just want to go pick her up and take care of her.
There's very few moments in the movies, either one, where she's actually in a vulnerable position.
I know, but it was still enough.
Yeah, that stung a little bit.
When she was
for
vulnerable,
me.
she was very vulnerable.
Yes, and you just
It's like either she was getting kicking ass, or she was having her ass kicked for a little while.
Yeah, there were a couple moments in both movies, I think, that played that part up. Like,
run over.
Asshole. There were parts in both movies that were, hard to stomach with that. But I don't know what got you to get past the whole she's 11 years old thing and enjoy the first movie. I'm glad you did. I'm surprised you enjoyed the second movie.
There was things I didn't like, but overall, as a whole, I liked it. There's things that I thought were totally unnecessary and gross, but
there were things that were just gratuitous, that were thrown in for gratuity's sake.
just kind of cringed and shook my head a little and kept watching.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you see the topless women with fake boobs in the pool,
That was a shock.
it's like it doesn't add anything to the character. It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
It was kind of silly.
Set the tone for anything. It's just kind of like, it's an R-rated movie. We're not even shooting for PG-13. Boobies.
It was kind of silly. There was a lot of silliness because, like, with Kick-Ass just
Yep.
takes everything over the top.
It does.
It takes anything silly and makes it sillier.
But I expected it to be more over the top this time around, but I actually think
I thought
that
it was.
a lot of it. Well, come on. The Kick-Ass 1 had a dude flying a jetpack with machine guns attached to it. I don't think anything came close to that moment in it. It had a dude getting shot out of a window with a
Okay.
bazooka and exploding midair.
Overshot. Oh, in different ways. It was in different ways. I mean,
Yeah.
Olga, over the top.
That was over the top.
Motherfucker's outfit, over the top.
Motherfucker's outfit was really
the bad
over the top.
jokes in regard to the outfit and other sexual joking around.
Henceforth, I'll be known as the motherfucker.
I'm not calling you that. Forget it.
Well, all right. That just.
It's so stupid, I can't help but laugh at it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of the jokes, I don't know if I really thought they were funny or if it was just so ridiculous I couldn't help but laugh. I don't know if I was laughing out of embarrassment that I can't believe I'm watching this right now, or it was funny. I have to admit, I found a lot of the stupid moments
A lot of
funny.
stupid moments were funny. I mean, a lot of the "there's a dog on your balls" type of thing was good. It was just good old fashioned bloody slapstick.
I don't know if I call it old fashioned. Now, when she hit the guy in the balls with the nunchucks, I like that.
Okay. Well, it was very, maybe not old fashioned. It was very basic level of humor. Not like Adam Sandler low, which is, many, many levels underneath low. But it was done well. The basic slapstick stuff and.
Yeah. So the overall tone of the movie had a lot of silly, a lot of violent, which
Silly.
if you're gonna go watch a movie named Kick-Ass, there's gonna be violence.
But yeah, better get used to that.
Yeah. There was a lot of goofiness. It wasn't just silly or funny. It was downright goofy in a lot of parts.
Yeah. But what made it work?
What made it work
was
for
dumb.
me?
It was a dumb movie.
It was dumb, and I think if they had made something like this the first time, I wouldn't have gone to see a sequel of it.
Yeah, no.
I would not have.
Well-
They got away with a lot more crap, a lot more bad jokes, boobs, and stupid stuff you don't want to see.
Because we were already invested in the characters.
Because we were already cared about
Yeah.
Kick-Ass and Hit Girl.
But
So,
we wanted to see them, and we wanted to see them grow. We wanted to see them overcome. We wanted to see them take on challenges and grow up and change. And I don't know. I didn't get enough of that. I didn't have the moment where they started to build on it. They did with the beginning of the movie with all the training that was going on, and you see those moments in the trailer where they're fighting, and she's shooting him through the bullet in the bulletproof vest and all that.
right,
And
just like the
I
dad
wanted
did to her.
more of those moments.
That, I have to say that I think the first half maybe of the movie was my favorite part. Was the beginning, the leading up to. There was some stuff in the middle where I was just like, get on with it already. I enjoyed the middle, but it dragged out a little bit.
The middle felt a little heavy, and the beginning of the movie needed more. I wanted to see them grow, and I felt like there was just this
Grow
point.
as superheroes.
Yeah, as superheroes, and then there was this point where you trip, you know, in the narrative. You look at good movies with excellent narrative that follow a really, really well laid out path. Maybe not a traditional path, but not necessarily. Although traditional is not bad, but you look at movies that have a very good narrative, where like Finding Nemo, where the movie transitions seamlessly from plot point to plot point. You don't feel like you've tripped over something when you're trying to get to the next what happens in the movie. And I felt like that happened in the middle of this movie. There was a big decision that one of the characters made to you know, try to I guess live a different life. I won't say too much more than that for spoilers' sake, but it was like, well, wait, I was just watching you and the other one and this one, and I was seeing how things were gonna grow and develop, and it's like the hardship that they were facing was that, well, we don't really want to continue down this path anymore.
Yeah.
That really didn't work for me.
They had a lot of high school drama.
Yeah, the
had
high
to
school
get
drama
them through.
came after that. It was the filler with that.
Yeah.
Me and Hit Girl still had to lead our regular, boring lives.
Maybe she's never kissed a boy. Maybe I'll jam my foot up your snatch.
It was a much more emotional movie. I mean, the first one when her dad dies, that was a very emotional moment.
Yeah.
Now she's dealing with the aftermath of having to go on. And
Without
so
daddy.
naturally this movie was going to be a bit heavier because she's living without her dad, and so she's trying to figure out who she is by herself. And she wants to just be Hit Girl, but she has her moments of doubt that that's what she's supposed to do. So,
And if the movie were about her struggling with that, then that would work. But it's not. And I think they hinted at this in the interview that we watched with Jeff Wadlow and Christopher Mintz-Plasse. There's a lot of dudes with 3 names in this movie. And that was, the guy was like, it's really me telling 3 stories at once.
yeah, that had to have been hard.
Yeah. And he talks about how he talked with a comic book creator, and the comic book creator was like, dude, don't try to retell the stories in the movie. Just make the best kick-ass movie that you can make.
I'll never forget what he said to me early on, was that he said, do not adapt my comic slavishly, because we all know those films that are slavish adaptations of their source material, and they often suffer as a result. He said, just make the best movie you can make. That will serve me much better in the long run if you make the best movie you can possibly make.
Like, had Mindy's story been the story that we were focusing on, maybe that reluctance of the hero's journey, you know, would have worked. But in this context, it didn't. It just, I don't think so. I think it was a stumbling block. I wanted to see Kick-Ass actually start kicking ass.
So you were more interested in Kick-Ass.
Well,
As a
no,
character.
I was interested in okay, maybe seeing him grow, yes. I wanted Hit Girl to get him to the point where it's like you see him become this badass, or just like a glimmer of a badass that grows. And I think all we got to see was the glimmer.
Now, see, me, as a girl who grew up, you know, high school and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I enjoyed her story. I liked that part of the movie.
The part where she was watching the boy band and not really knowing what was going on.
I thought all the parts of her struggle with school were very cool additions to the movie. I liked them. I found them interesting, adorable, and it's like she had these points where she was thinking, oh, I'm fitting in school, and she's, you know, she's kind of finding, I mean, she's hitting puberty here. She's going through her,
and that was
changing into a woman.
That was
so naturally that's going to come up.
That came up, yeah.
And I think that it's very natural that it was in the movie, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really cute.
Well, I guess it's a male and a female, different point of view there.
You want to see kick-ass, and I thought...
wanted to see her more of the whole training and the payoff for that, and then the movie is a lot about this superhero group that we see in the trailer with Jim Carrey's character, Mr. Stars and Stripes.
That looked nothing like Jim Carrey, almost.
Absolutely nothing.
Didn't sound like him.
Didn't sound like him. Didn't look like him.
And try to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point?
Jim Carrey, dude.
Tough guy.
Great job, Jim.
Totally.
That was you breaking out of, I think it took you like, 15, 20 years, but you finally broke away from Ace Ventura. Yes. Congratulations, sir.
And he really rocked at it, and he really showed how great of an actor he could be.
He did.
Well, anyway, you were saying about Kick-Ass and the training, and you wanted to see more of that.
I did, but instead he has to go off and join this group of superheroes. And that Hit Girl's not a part of.
He didn't want to be alone.
I wanted more Hit Girl. And
fighting.
I think you wanted more Mindy McCready. And I wanted more Hit Girl.
I liked that she was there. I liked that she found... Because Kick-Ass kind of started out being a regular guy in school. I mean, come on, the first movie you start out, she was throwing the tissues in the freaking waistband. He's obviously a regular teenage boy.
Right.
So... He already had his childhood. She didn't. She was trying to, she didn't have a childhood. She was Hit Girl from the start because of her dad. So you already got to see all that stuff with her. This was more so Kick-Ass figuring out who he was going to be as a superhero.
Right.
And realizing he didn't want to do it alone. And through it all, he wanted Hit Girl there.
But instead, he has to rely on this goofy team of superheroes that they're not really.
Right.
Oh wow!
It's like a mom and a dad that lost their son, and his friend from high school. I thought it was cool that his guy friends from school got in on the action a little bit.
I guess.
They wanted to be friends.
These people have no training. They have nothing about them that works. It's like the movie Super, where the dude with the wrench. We watched this. Yes. He puts on the costume, he grabs the wrench, and he goes and he hits people with the wrench. That's all he can do. There's nothing about him that's special. And I mean, that's endearing. It is. You look at this ragtag group of dudes, and that's cute, And I think the movie does a good job of portraying the difference between that and Hit Girl, who is actually a real superhero. She's highly trained, extremely dangerous. She's deadly, and everybody else is kind of a joke compared to her. Even Kick-Ass is, even though he's probably, the most well-trained out of the whole group of ragtag people, aside from maybe Colonel Stars and Stripes. I don't know. But, and then they do a good job later on of showing the difference between the fake supervillains, the supervillains, and the people who are really evil.
All right, let's get you a mask and a costume, and we will call you Black Death.
Whoa, you don't think that's just a little bit incredibly racist?
Who's next?
All right, we got Big Tony, 5'4", but mean as shit. He's got a real hard on for killing people.
He's little and he kills. Call him the Tumor. Keep going.
All right, we got ex-Triad member looking for work.
Easy, Genghis Carnage, come on.
Got Katrina Dombrowski.
Seriously, you hired a chick?
Yeah. Former KGB. She was locked up in the gulag until she ate her cellmate.
Okay. Mother Russia.
They do a good job of portraying the difference between the amateurs and the professionals, and both the good and the evil part of the spectrum.
Yeah. The villains, they definitely made him out to be goofy.
They were a joke.
They were... I wouldn't joke about Olga, but...
Oh, okay, well, Olga is pretty badass.
Olga was huge.
That's one set of thighs you don't want to get your head between.
Yeah. She was nuts. She was... I don't know if they're supposed to
fearsome.
Hard as a rock.
Yes.
I'm gonna fuck this world up!
Well, she rocks.
Yeah. Okay. We want to see more of Olga Krukut.
Doing what? I don't know.
Olga
but
Krukut.
She didn't get to act very much. She was just there.
She was just there.
She was there, and she.
I don't think she's an actor. I think they actually found like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And
not many
just
female
put her up on
actresses
the screen.
go and just get that big just for a role. I wouldn't even want to. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of people gaining weight for a role, but I don't know if anybody other than a guy would go and beef up like that for a role.
What an asshole.
We're putting an end to this, costume freaks. If they're wearing a mask, they're getting detained.
Promise me that you will never dress up in that outfit again.
Kick-Ass isn't a costume. It's who you really are.
I think they had him grow more emotionally than, with skills, physical. I mean, obviously he got bigger and more. He grew as a man too. But the whole thing with his dad that went down.
Yeah. The jackoff scene.
Oh, that was one of the bad sex jokes that you could not laugh at.
That was great. That was set up so perfectly. His dad thought that he was. I don't even know. I want to spoil that. That's funny. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you'll know it when you get to it, because that was the single, I think, probably funniest part of the movie.
It was funny. It was awkward funny.
It didn't need any private parts.
You might have already given it away.
I called it a jackoff scene. It didn't need any private parts, though. It's not what you think. It's just funny. It's a little dirty, but it's funny.
My daddy made me promise I'd never stop defending this city. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
We gotta make this right.
The anticipation's killing me.
So overall, I think it worked because it had strong characters. I think it had a good enough narrative. It was an average narrative. And I think a lot of it was set up from the previous film. It rode the previous film's coattails a little too much for me, but it didn't keep it from being fun to watch. The movie made me laugh. Several points in the film, it was fun to sit down and watch, and it could have been more, but I'll give it a pass because I enjoyed myself for an hour and 45 minutes. I did, and I liked seeing the characters again, and I liked seeing them go on their journey.
I love seeing the characters again.
Will that be enough for Kick-Ass 3? No, it won't. Kick-Ass 3 is going to be further away from Kick-Ass 1 than 2 was, mathematically, and they're going to have to do something to pull this series back. They're going to have to take things to a new level.
They're going to have to get more creative, and I think they're going to have to show a lot more of Hickory and Kick-Ass do their thing together, because they were the original team.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. That's what makes us fans of the show. Overall, I would say I liked it.
Would you tell your friends to go see it?
I don't know if I have any friends who see this type of movie.
I don't think you do.
I doubt it.
All of your friends are soccer moms and church ladies, and they'd be like, oh my god. Oh.
I have some pretty cool friends, but this was very extreme. If you did not like Kick-Ass 1, if you did not like Kick-Ass 1's trailer, I would not recommend these movies. I mean, go look up, check out the comic book or something, figure out what the movie's about. It's violent, it's bloody. The second one has a couple sets of fake bulgy boobs in there, and some unnecessary gore and
Cussing.
Yes, cussing. I liked that, Jim Carrey's character, Colonel Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
Language.
Yeah,
you don't cuss around me. Hit Girl. See, that's one thing. Hit Girl.
I taught my dog to bite off people's balls, but you're not going to take the Lord's name in vain, son. It was a cool character.
He was a cool character, and I totally agree with that. His character was awesome.
It didn't see enough of him. I wanted to see more.
I didn't see enough.
That was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he was cool.
Overall, the movie worked because the characters made it work.
There's no room for punks in suits. Just real heroes who can really kick ass.
Game on, cocksuckers!
On the roof!
You and me.
I do agree they could have done more. They really could have with the superheroes. But they didn't, and I still liked it. I don't like it better than the first one, but I liked it.
The first one just had it. The first one had everything.
Yeah.
The end of the movie felt epic. The end of this movie did not feel as epic. It was just kind of. I mean, it was supposed to be epic with all the superheroes and supervillains. Not a single one of them had a gun, except for Hit Girl. But
Right?
yeah, it was supposed to be epic, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was still okay though. So yeah, I mean, I'm like you. Just because of the content of the movie, I can't recommend it to a lot of people. I know that would be like, oh, that's terrible. Oh no.
Yeah, they probably think we're really awful people for liking this movie.
They probably do. They're probably watching this going, my grandmother or somebody out there is just face buried in hand. Son, why? I don't know. Because it was fun to watch.
Like Batman and Robin.
Okay, Robin wishes he was me.
So I think we're done.